So, I started YouTube in 2023. I remember my very first YouTube video like it was yesterday. I remember me, putting up the camera, filming, editing that video, posting the video, uploading the video, and just listening and reading to all those comments and feedbacks that I saw, and everybody encouraging me and telling me how much they loved it. That pushed me, and I was like so determined, and I was telling myself I'm not going to allow this momentum to drop. I have to continue. I loved how I pushed myself. I loved that God was helping me with all of those videos, and I loved that people enjoyed my videos. And this brings me to the point where I say this. If you have been watching my videos, you would know that my videos are created indoors. And that brings me to my next point, which is there are subtle challenges that comes with being an indoor YouTuber / content creator. One of the major challenges that I find for myself, and that I've found this to be common with many indoor creators, is repetition and restriction. This is the number one challenge, the number one most prominent, the number one most visible challenge. When you are in the same space over and over again, you find out that you start to make content that are repetitive. For me personally, as a YouTuber, whenever I want to, create a new YouTube video, I always like to go back to my old videos and just look through them and watch them, carefully, and then ask myself like, okay, now that you watch this video and you watch this other video, what difference can you spot? Can you spot any difference in the kind of lessons you talked about? Can you spot any difference in the activities that you did? Can you spot any difference in the angles? And I would sometimes spot out big differences, and then sometimes I can spot out very little to no difference at all. And that became a very big problem. I realized that it was because I'm constricted to this space where I am. When you are constantly in the same environment, it's hard for you to be creative. It's hard for you to have access to different possible creative ideas and different possible content ideas. You find out that you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, which could get boring, especially if you're doing the same thing over and over again with no way to change anything about it. So this is one thing that I know for a fact has affected me very, very severely. And another second challenge that I would say is a problem is access. As an indoor YouTuber, I have found personally that when I don't have access to go out, or when I don't have access to different locations here in my town, I find it easy for me to just go back and lay within my space again, bringing me back to indoor content. And this is because when you have access to other places, hangout spots, you're able to have access to multiple content ideas. When you expose yourself to other places, other people, content ideas can spring up from that. But then when you don't have that access, it's hard for you to be creative, and it's hard for you to come out and think outside the box, right? And another thing that is tied so very closely to access is cost, or should I say funds / means, because you need funds to have access to places. You can't just wake up and decide to, nobody's going to take you to any place for free. It's crazy right now in Nigeria, especially, how things for transportation costs has skyrocketed to unimaginable prices. And most of the time when you look at transport costs, you look at, a whole lot of different factors, and you just put them together, you would be discouraged. And you're really trying to put a lot of possibilities together. And I'm very sure that a lot of you can relate to what I'm trying to say. And then the third thing I want to talk about, or maybe the second to the last thing I'm going to talk about as the challenge of indoor creation, is creative dryness. Many times I find myself completely blank. I have absolutely no idea what video I'm going to film. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And also because I'm not the kind of person that likes, to just sit down and talk, because I don't want my videos to be boring to people watching them. I want it to be filled with energy, buzzing with energy and vibes, and everybody's just hoping to get to the next part. And this is similar to why I love reading books. I love reading books that keeps me on the edge. I'm excited to see the next chapter. I'm excited to see what comes next, and that's the kind of vibe I want my videos to have. And so sometimes I'm thinking of what kind of video can I do that will bring this type of vibe and make viewers to just sit and they're watching, because people's attention span is very little, so you have to capture viewers as quickly as possible and get them to stay on the video. And many times I can't think of anything. Many times I can't think of like an idea. I can't think of what I would do. I can decide to just maybe pick up my phone and search up something, and maybe I would still not find anything. I can watch, videos, thousands of videos online, and I would still not find any idea, or maybe even any idea that seems authentic to me. Maybe it's authentic to the creator that I'm watching, but how exactly would it be authentic to me as a person? Looking at my values, my interests, like, does it really match? Because I wouldn't want to take what another person finds authentic to them and incorporate it into my content because I'm looking for an idea. It has to be something that is true to me. Not that maybe their content is bad, I'm just saying that it may not really align with me as a person. This can really cause dryness in your creative process, and I've experienced that multiple times. And then one of the final challenges that I really want to talk about is, I don't know the really right sentence to put this. I would say authenticity and forcing ideas. A very basic example is, maybe I may want to film a video and I just decide to incorporate an activity that I would not normally do. I'm just doing that because of the video. And not that this is very bad or anything, but you don't want to, as a creator, you don't want to find yourself doing things just because of the video. You would want to show real things. But then when you start adding so many things that you would not normally do or that you don't even do at all, it can lead to a point where you can start even lying about what you do. It can make you to start putting pressure on yourself. At least I felt that pressure before, where I'm thinking of the next new activity to put on there because I just want to show the camera. And this also ties back to the beginning where I said repetition and restriction. Indoor creation puts you in that place where you are running out of ideas and you're forced to start picking things or activities that you just want to use to fill in your videos. So these are of the challenges that I've noticed that my experience as an indoor YouTuber over the years have faced them. Now, of course, with every single challenge there has to be a solution, and one of the solutions that I have found to be effective is changing your format. So as an indoor YouTuber, I like to always think of new ways to do things. I feel like I also believe that nothing that is done is completely new. The only thing that is new is the way it is done, the format it is done, the style, not the thing itself. You have millions and millions of uploaded videos on YouTube, and you have millions of content ideas that are repetitive, but the only thing that makes them stand out is the way they do it, the way they film, the angles they choose to use. Practically, how you could change your format as an indoor YouTuber or creator is probably change your graphics, maybe your channel animation consistently. It must not always be the same video, the same pop-ups. You can decide to be very creative with the design that you want to use. Another way is changing your angles, perspectives. Just there are so many different ways you could play around with those things that can make your channel have a very fresh feel. And then another thing that I have found to be very helpful is showing the minimal things, the things where you feel like people wouldn't care about. Show it, maybe they would care about it. In my last video, as you guys saw, if you haven't watched it, I'm going to link it in the description below. I basically brought you guys through a process of writing a poem. I had never written a poem before on my channel, live from scratch while filming. I'm somebody that likes to be composed. I want to know the next step. I want to know the outcome. I want to control the outcome. But then that was new for me, and that was spontaneous, and it was a comfort day in my live video. And this is what I would normally do for comfort. I would write a poem because writing poems makes me happy. And I was like, wait, what if I film this poem segment and it doesn't turn out nice? I'm like, okay, it doesn't turn out nice. I tell the vlog that it didn't turn out nice, and then we'll try again later. You have to be okay with just not wanting everything to be perfect all the time. If you have maybe a hobby that you know is, maybe you feel like people may not enjoy it, but it's your hobby and you love to do it, and the point of this channel is you showing your viewers your life. Of course, you're not going to make it boring. You can, like I said, you can add a twist to it while showing them this hobby. Just try to show the minimal things. Try to show those things that you feel. And by the way, this is your own thoughts. Like, you haven't even filmed that hobby or whatever it is. This is just you saying in your head, like, oh, you've already concluded that people are not going to like it. Maybe some people may not like it, but there will be people that like it. So show the minimal things. And the third and final thing that I would say is create means, or create a way to have means for access. This is basically saying you will not shoot indoors forever. At some point you will have to go out, but then you can't allow the constraints of outdoor content creation stop you. There are ways to actually go around those constraints. Maybe if you have a small business, I would encourage that you save up money for days where you said, I want to go out this day to shoot a video with my friends, or maybe you're going out with your friends and maybe you say, I'm going to shoot a video that day, or there's a hangout spot you've been thinking of going to, and then you finally are able to go there. So you have to be able to save up funds that you would need. And with that, I am done yapping. And this has been a topic in my head. I was like, you know what? Why don't I just come here and yap about it? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Comment down below your thoughts. If you are new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Happy New Year, everyone. I forgot to say that. Happy New Year. It is 2026. What? It is 2026. I hope 2026 is an amazing year for every single one of you. And yeah, stay tuned for more amazing content ahead. So I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.